Holy guacamole. The estimates for Indiana Jones Dial of Destiny say that they're only going to gross a 60 million opening weekend. If we go back and we look at the Crystal of Skull movie, Crystal Skull made 100 million. So we go back, the new film made 60% dollar wise from what the original or what the one from 2008 was. That was a long time ago. It's still something called inflation where dollar values aren't the same. That's terrible. I have to ask the question, are Star Wars fans boycotting? Do they realize who the president of this studio is? And do they realize their power in affecting their next era of Star Wars could come at the cost of not buying a movie ticket to this? I only ask that or believe that or hypothesize that or theorize that or throw that out there because Chillmonger himself, I'm not going to spend money on Indiana Jones knowing who that president is, knowing I'd be contributing to the success or the legitimacy to her claim to still remain being the president of Lucasfilm. Unfortunately, the 3 Star Wars movies that were trash all made $1 billion of money. Now, there were extensive reshoots. It was a pricey film. Likewise, same thing here. Same thing here. It was an expensive film. Indiana Dial of Destiny was pricey. It doesn't have the budget there yet, but we can look at the past movie, and it does tell us the budget was at 185 million the last time around in 2008. Of course, that's more this time around. Of course, there were lockdowns and restrictions that made the movie cost more money. There were some late reshoots confirmed by John Williams, who did the music. Yes, this movie was expensive. I'm hearing that the budget for the movie was over 300 million. And then I'm also hearing that the marketing cost, which usually is what, 150 million, Disney just said, oh no, we're not doing that. Not for this. We already see the trajectory it's on. And so they're not going to spend as much marketing, which is kind of like the president right now. That's her out. You guys didn't spend the money. It's all your fault. But nah, I can't justify 120 million box office. Look at this. I forgot the number. 130. If you make $130 million in your opening weekend, probably you'll double that and we'll be at, what was that, 260. We'll probably reach 300 million worldwide when this thing is said and done. A movie that makes 300 million worldwide doesn't deserve any more marketing than it already got, okay? It got however much they spent on marketing. Let's ease it down. We don't need to be wasting and throwing away money. Kathleen Kennedy needs to go. Kathleen Kennedy been needed to go. It's been 4 years since the last movie that's come out. We've had studio interference with The Mandalorian, Book of Boba Fett, obviously. There's tangible reasons to get her out. That cruise, which don't forget, Disney's not just a movie studio. It's not just a subscription. These cruises and live theme park attraction, those things matter too. That's why they're so pricey. They make so much money from there. The cruise that was really based off of the movie 7, 8, and 9 is undone. It's being, you have to get your tickets now because they're going to discontinue the whole entire event because of the decision of Lucasfilm president. There's a lot that's going on here in the last 10 years that she's got to own up to and get canned over. Will it be unceremonious or will it be, oh, we're going to progress? You know, she is 70 years old, okay? So we're going to give her another title here at this place. She'll be on the board of something, and here comes the new president. Now, who is that new president? I don't know. The question I'll throw to you is, are you boycotting this movie? Are you actively, you want to see the movie, but you're just saying, no, I can't do it. I'm going to withhold my dollars to affect change because it works. Any wrestling fan lived through the 2014 Royal Rumble. They remember that Daniel Bryan wasn't even in that Rumble. Rey Mysterio got booed at number 30. The fans were chanting for him, and all of a sudden, after that week where everybody was canceling their WWE subscription to their network, they were like panicking. And I remember that they said, look, we reached 1 million subscribers. We reached 1 million subscribers. And I was like, you were probably losing subs and you had to announce that you reached 1 million before you went down to 999. That's probably what really happened, right? I saw what was going on there. But enough people were with their dollars affecting the storyline outcome. Wrestling's great. You got a live crowds to react, to create actions, and then influence the next week's crowd. And then they would be like in cities like Chicago and Brooklyn, and these are raucous crowds. They'd be in cities like that right before the big pay-per-view in New Orleans, and they would influence people's expectations. And they said, we can't run from this. Daniel Bryan will be at WrestleMania for the title. And at the end, we all know what happened. He held one hand with a world championship, one hand with the WWE championship, which means Raw and SmackDown. And he said, yes, yes. The fans boycotted, the fans voiced their opinions, and it affected change. That story is from 9 years ago. It still is relevant today. The WWE, if it's taught you anything, it's that the fans matter and they can influence the story. Same thing here. There's not much of a connection between Star Wars and the WWE. We can go back to Goldust and Booker T. Oh, Mercedes Vernado. She's definitely a wrestler who was in Mandalorian and Tornado DDT to Boba Fett. That's our wrestling connection. The legit boss. Money. I'm Shamong. Subscribe, like the video, recast T'Challa. And the T'Child is not a substitute for T'Challa. The T'Child is not a character that exists. The T'Child is not the main superhero who's got dark skin that's treated like he's really important, that can compete with Superman, Wolverine, and Spider-Man. The T'Child doesn't survive the reboot. Recast T'Challa.